Okay, so I'm going to go over part 3 here for the practice problems on the angle review. So the first problem says the angle ABC is a straight line equal to 180 degrees. So I know that the sum of the angles here in this straight line are equal to 180. So 180 equals the question mark angle plus 121. So you're going to subtract 121 from both sides to isolate the question mark, which you can pretend is an X, or you can just pretend it's a question mark. 180 minus 121 is equal to 59, which is the measure of the missing angle. So I'm going to just set these equations up. Line M, again, is a straight line. So we know that M is X plus 118. Subtract 118 from both sides. 180 minus 118 is 62, which is the value of our missing angle. The next two problems say that the angles are supplementary, which is the same thing as them being a straight line, right? They add up to 180 degrees. So again, we're going to create our equation. 180 equals 34 plus the missing angle X. Subtract 34 from both sides. 180 minus 34 is equal to 146, and that equals X. At any point today, if you want to do use a calculator to solve these quickly, that's okay. Angle EHG is a straight line, so it equals 180. And so it equals the sum of these two angles. So it equals 2x plus 48. Now remember, if you can just do that part, it's okay if you're not confident yet solving two-step equations. I'm going to go ahead and solve the two-step equation here. Subtract 48 first. 180 minus 48 is 132 equals 2x. That's all that's left on the other side. Divide both sides by 2. And you'll get 66 equals X. We're going to keep going. Says the angles given here add to 90 degrees. What is X? So 90 degrees is equal to X plus 62, right? Added together. 90 minus 62 on that side, minus 62 on this side. 90 minus 62 is 28 equals X. And that's our missing value. So again, the angles given here are added to 90. What equation will help us find X? So it's a different question, but same idea. So I listed 3 equations. You can highlight whichever one you think will add to be, or will be the correct one. So we know that these two angles add together to be 90, right? Because they're a right angle. So 35 plus 4x plus 7, so it has to be one of these two, equals 90. So it is this last one here. Let's keep going. Now we're into our vertical angles. So we got a lot of vertical angles. Remember, vertical angles are congruent. Congruent is just a term that means equal. So since they are opposite of each other, we set them equal to each other. So we said M plus 20 is on one side. It has to equal 100. Because I've given you the fact that they are vertical angles, you can guarantee that they're going to be equal. So you can set up your equation, subtract 20 from both sides. You're left with M equals 80. Same thing here. We're given the fact that they are vertical angles. So we take one side of 114 and we set it equal to the other side, 5x plus 4. And from this point, again, if you're not confident with two-step equations, I understand. We subtract the 4 first. We're left with 110 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5. Divide by 5. And you get 22 equals X. Keep going. The rest of these, and I'm not going to reread them, so we know all of these sets are vertical angles. So we can automatically just go and set the sides of the equation equal to each other. The sets of angles equal to each other. So I'm going to do that first with all of them. So I'm literally just setting this side equal to that side, exactly as is, equals 5x plus 10, and 90 equals 13x minus 4. So, I forgot the x, 13x minus 4. So I've set them all equal to each other. Vertical angles are equal. Now I'm going to go ahead and solve the two-step equations from here. So, if you get confused after this point, that's okay, but you need to be able to take these sets of vertical angles and set them equal to each other and create this equation. So in this one, I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides first. 3x would equal 111. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 37. 111 divided by 3 is 37. This one, we're going to subtract the 7 first from both sides. You're left with 93 equals 3x. Divide by 3. 93 divided by 3 is 31 equals x. And just so you know, I am using a calculator. Remember, I told you that it's totally acceptable in these to use a calculator so that you're speeding up the division and the multiplication part, and you're really just focusing on the steps. And that's the most important part of these, is the steps. Subtract 10 from both sides. That's 95 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5. 95 divided by 5 is 19. Oops. 19 equals x. And then we're going to add 4. Remember, we have to make sure we're doing the opposite to get rid of this number first. That's 94 equals 13x. 94 divided by 13 is what? Did I do that right? I guess it is 94 divided by 13 is a long decimal thing. So divide both sides by 13. You're going to get 7.23. We'll just leave it at 2 decimals, equals x. And that is how you solve the problems in part 3. I will try and create a video for part 4, but they are optional challenge problems. As you can see, it's going to involve a lot more steps to be able to solve these sets of vertical angles here.